Stars, cold and distant, watched over the battlefield. A canvas of cosmic dust, stained crimson and violet, stretched across the void. Below, the once proud planet of Eldoria lay ravaged. Jagged mountains clawed at the sky, monuments to a war that had consumed the heavens. Winds, sharp as shattered glass, howled across the desolate plains, carrying whispers of forgotten battles. A lone figure stood atop a shattered mesa, his silhouette stark against the dying light. The landscape around him was a testament to the battles that had raged here, the ground cracked and broken, echoing the scars that marred his own body. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to whisper tales of ancient conflicts and forgotten heroes. He was clad in armor of obsidian black, each plate bearing the etchings of 1,000 battles. The armor, though battered and worn, still held an aura of formidable strength. Each scratch and dent was a badge of honor, a silent testament to the countless foes he had faced and the relentless spirit that had carried him through.
The warrior's face, weathered and scarred, was a testament to countless campaigns fought and won. His skin, toughened by the elements and marked by the passage of time, told stories of battles fought in distant lands, of victories hard won and losses deeply felt. Each line and scar was a chapter in the epic saga of his life, a narrative written in blood and sweat. His eyes, however, burned with an unwavering light, the fiery embers of determination refusing to be extinguished. They were the eyes of a man who had seen the worst the world had to offer and had stood firm in the face of it. The intensity in his gaze spoke of a resolve that could not be broken, a will that had been tempered in the crucible of endless conflict. He gripped a sword as black as night, its edge humming with ancient power. The weapon was not just a tool of war, but a symbol of his enduring fight against the darkness. The runes etched into its blade glowed faintly, a reminder of the ancient magic that coursed through it, a power that had been passed down through generations of warriors. The weapon was an extension of his will, a testament to his unending vigil against the encroaching darkness. Every swing, every parry was a dance of death, a symphony of steel and resolve. The sword had tasted the blood of countless enemies, its blade a silent witness to the warrior's relentless pursuit of justice and peace. Every scar on his body, every dent on his armor told a story of resilience, of an unyielding spirit forged in the fires of 1,000 battles. These marks were not just signs of past conflicts, but badges of honor, each one a testament to his bravery and tenacity. They were the physical manifestations of his journey, a journey that had seen him rise from the ashes of defeat to stand as a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. The warrior knew that his fight was far from over, but as long as he drew breath, he would continue to stand against the tide, a defender of the light in a world that so desperately needed it. He raised his gaze to the unforgiving sky and spoke, his voice a low rumble that echoed across the wasteland. I am the shield that guards the realms of men, the bulwark against the encroaching night. I am the sword that smites the wicked, the light that banishes the shadows.
His words, heavy with ancient power, resonated through the air, a promise whispered to the cosmos.
By the blood of my fathers, by the tears of my mothers, I shall stand, I shall not yield, I shall not break. This I swear, on my life, on my honor, on the very soul of Eldoria.
He had fought since he was a boy, barely old enough to lift a wooden sword. He remembered the terror of his first battle, the sickening crunch of steel against bone, the metallic tang of blood filling his nostrils. He had learned quickly, though, learned to transform fear into fury, despair into determination.
Each battle had tempered him, honed him into a weapon of unparalleled skill. He had faced monstrous creatures, their forms twisted by a darkness that gnawed at the edges of reality. He had stood against armies, their numbers vast, their banners a sea of darkness, and emerged victorious, his spirit unbroken.
He was a son, born under a sky already stained with war. The echoes of conflict were his lullabies, and the shadows of destruction were his constant companions. From the moment he took his first breath, the world around him was a battlefield, and his innocence was a fragile shield against the harsh realities of life. The cries of the wounded and the whispers of the fallen were the backdrop of his childhood, shaping his understanding of the world in ways that words could scarcely capture.
I remember my father's calloused hands, the warmth of my mother's embrace. Their love was a sanctuary amidst the chaos, a beacon of hope in a world gone mad. My father's hands, though rough and worn, were gentle when they held me, and my mother's embrace was a fortress that shielded me from the storm outside. They taught me the values of resilience and compassion, showing me that even in the darkest times, love could light the way.
He was a brother, fiercely protective of his siblings, sharing laughter and tears in the fleeting moments of peace. In those rare instances when the world seemed to pause, they would gather together, finding solace in each other's company. The bond they shared was unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the strength of their love. They laughed together, cried together, and faced the uncertainties of life with a united front, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could endure anything.
Those moments, though brief, were filled with a bond that nothing could break. We would huddle together, whispering secrets and dreams, finding comfort in our shared experiences. The laughter we shared was a balm for our souls, and the tears we shed were a testament to the depth of our connection. No matter what the world threw at us, we knew we could face it together, our bond a shield against the darkness.
He was a father, holding his newborn child, vowing to protect this fragile life from the horrors he had witnessed. The weight of this responsibility was immense, but it was a burden he bore with pride. As he looked into his child's eyes, he saw the future, a future he was determined to make brighter and safer. Every decision he made, every action he took, was driven by the desire to shield his child from the pain and suffering he had known.
I swore with every fiber of my being to shield my child from the darkness I'd seen. The world was a harsh place, but I was determined to carve out a sanctuary for my family, a place where my child could grow and thrive without fear. My love for my child was a fierce and unyielding force, driving me to face any challenge, overcome any obstacle to ensure their safety and happiness.
He was a knight, kneeling before his king, pledging his sword and his life to the defense of his people. The oath he took was sacred, a vow to protect and serve with honor and courage. His loyalty was unwavering, his resolve unbreakable. In the face of danger, he stood tall, a beacon of hope and strength for those he had sworn to defend. The weight of his armor was a constant reminder of his duty, and the sword at his side was a symbol of his commitment to justice and righteousness.
My liege, my sword and my honor are yours to command. I pledge my life to the service of our people, to defend the realm with every breath in my body. My loyalty is unyielding, my resolve unbreakable. In your name I will face any foe, overcome any challenge to ensure the safety and prosperity of our kingdom.
He was a king, burdened by the weight of a crown, making decisions that determined the fate of nations. The responsibilities of leadership were immense, the choices he faced often fraught with peril. Yet, he bore this burden with grace and determination, always striving to do what was best for his people. The crown was a symbol of his authority, but it was also a reminder of the sacrifices he had to make, the difficult decisions he had to face. Every choice he made was a step towards shaping the future, a future he hoped would be brighter and more just.
The choices I make every day shape the destiny of my people. The weight of this responsibility is immense, but it is a burden I bear with pride. Every decision, every action is a step towards building a better future, a future where my people can thrive in peace and prosperity. The path is often fraught with challenges, but I face them with determination and resolve, knowing that the fate of my people rests in my hands.
The mantle of many lives worn with honor, courage, and unwavering resolve. Each role he played, each life he touched, was a testament to his strength and character. From son to father, brother to knight and king, he carried the weight of his responsibilities with grace and dignity. His journey was one of sacrifice and determination, a testament to the enduring power of love, loyalty, and honor. The legacy he left behind was one of hope and inspiration, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the light of courage and compassion can shine through. The crown had been thrust upon him, a heavy weight upon his brow.
He had not sought power, but duty had a way of finding its own.
He ruled with wisdom and justice, tempered by his experiences on the battlefield.
He knew the cost of war, the sacrifices demanded, the scars it left on the souls of men.
He fought not for glory, but for survival, for the hope of a future where his people could live in peace. The darkness was relentless. an ever-present threat that gnawed at the edges of his world.
But even in the darkest of nights, he had never given in to despair.
For he knew that hope, like a flickering candle in a storm, could never truly be extinguished.
He had seen it in the eyes of a child clutching a wooden sword, dreaming of becoming a hero.
He had felt it in the warmth of a lover's embrace, a brief respite from the cold embrace of war.
He had heard it in the songs of bards, tales of courage and sacrifice echoing through the ages.
He was the last of his kind, the final guardian standing between the light and the encroaching darkness.
He knew that his vigil would never truly end, that his fight would continue until his final breath.
But he did not despair.
For he was more than just a warrior, more than just a king.
He was a symbol, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by shadow.
He was the undying sentinel, the eternal guardian, and his spirit, forged in the fires of 1,000 battles, would never truly be extinguished.
The warrior turned, his eyes filled with determination and resolve. He knew the path ahead was fraught with danger, but he was ready to face it head-on. His gaze pierced the veil of time and space, seeing not just the present but the echoes of the past and the whispers of the future. He saw the countless battles fought and the many yet to come. Reaching out to those who would listen, he extended his hand, a call to action resonating through the cosmos. It was a call for unity, for strength, for courage.
"The fight is not mine alone," he boomed, his voice carrying the weight of countless generations. It was a declaration, a rallying cry for all who heard it. His voice echoed with the power of ages, reverberating through the mountains and valleys, reaching every corner of the land. It was a sound that could not be ignored.
Each of you has a role to play, he continued, his words a reminder that every individual mattered. In this grand tapestry of fate, every thread was crucial, a part in this eternal struggle. Find your strength, face your fears, rise up and fight. These were not just words, but a mantra, a guiding light in the darkest of times.
He was the shield, but he could not hold back the darkness forever. He needed others to stand with him, to share the burden and the glory.
He needed warriors, healers, builders, and leaders. Each had a unique gift, a special talent that could turn the tide of battle.
He needed those who would stand with him, shoulder to shoulder, against the encroaching night. Together they could form an unbreakable wall of resistance.
The battle for Eldoria was far from over. The land was scarred, but its spirit remained unbroken. The clash of armies was a symphony of chaos and courage. The question was, would you answer the call? Would you step forward and join the ranks of those who dared to dream, to fight, to hope? The horizon was vast, the future uncertain, but the call was clear. It was a call to greatness, to heroism, to destiny. The choice was yours.